Esben. How are you today?
Oh, I'm good. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing well, Esben. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for giving me the time today for this interview. Thank you.
And thank you.
Fantastic. So, Esben, your demo tapes from back in 85, 86, the Courier has been released earlier this August. So, would you like to talk a bit about this classic
Yeah,
demo album that was released?
sure. Um, well, I don't know if you read the booklet for the album, which pretty much explains all the background, how the scene was in Denmark back then.
Yeah.
Um, it was pretty weird because we had like shitloads of offers, or not shitloads, but like 5, 10 offers over the years. People writing me from all over the world. I have this very rare vinyl company. We want to put out your demos. And I always turn down people saying, well, come on, nobody wants to listen to that old shit. so so I always turned them down. And then a couple of years ago, I was in a discussion on a Facebook page called Metal Till We Die. And people were starting to talk about our old demos. And then Michael from Emancipation, he wrote me and say, okay, this has gotten more than 100 comments now. Is it now we're putting out this old shit? And I said, well, okay, let's do it. And well, then we started working on it. And a couple of years later, then we had the album out. And I'm actually pretty pleased with it.
Fantastic, fantastic. And how do you feel after listening after so many decades now to bring these demo tapes back into the scene?
Well, it's at first I thought, come on, we were just teenagers back then. We became much better musicians later on. But on the other hand, I also kind of recognized that we did in fact kind of kickstarting the metal scene back then in the mid 80s, or at least the extreme underground in terms of death and thrash metal here in Europe. So I think maybe I kind of underestimated the impact we had back then. So it's a weird feeling between I'm honored and I'm kind of come on, you can't be serious. but it's a good feeling actually.
And talking about the Courier, is 8 songs. Totally amazing. I really do not know why it has been kept hidden all these years. But thank you for bringing it out and have the metal fans around the world to have a listen to this musical awesomeness. So I want to thank you so much for this great opportunity for us to have a listen to this classic album. And the song, each and everything is perfectly amazing, like bringing back the good old the beginning era of the death metal and black metal scene. So it's totally raw, the power, the energy. It's totally brutal and totally enjoyable. Each and every song. Can't skip any song in particular. Everything is totally amazing. So thank you. And I know it's been a lot of old stuff for you, but bringing it out, how do you feel? Like, what are your thoughts and how do you feel about the outcome of this album after so many years now?
It's funny actually because there's been quite a lot of reviews of the album, and everybody's like, or almost everybody is like, "Hey, come on!" Just like you said, this how come this has been hidden for so many years, and we're just happy that people want to listen to it. So. And you know, Michael from Emancipation, he said already back before summer, he said, "Guys, I booked you for Nordic Noise next year," and we were like, "But hey, we haven't even considered putting the band back together." Well, that's why I booked you for next year and not this year. So you better get started. So we've been talking about putting the band back together.
Amazing, amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. And would you be doing some kind of music videos from this album?
I don't know. Maybe let's just see. But I don't think we're gonna do like a traditional music video. Perhaps something, some live shots. I don't know. Let's see about that.
And you also spoke about like Michael wanted you guys to come back together and make more new music. So how is this work happening? And did you guys meet together? Did you guys talk about it, or how is it all coming up?
Yeah, back when the album was released back in August, we met to have some beers and talk about it. And the only one, Hank, who used to be the other guitar player, he's not in, but the rest of us are. So we think it would be kind of cool to get the band back together. You know, we all played in all kinds of different bands. Martin, the bass player and vocalist, he's in a cover band playing all kinds of pop music and rock music. I used to be in a hardcore band called Barcode. We put out 5 albums and toured with like a lot of big bands in the hardcore scene. So that's kind of the last 20 years I've been into hardcore and not into metal, but it's really nice having the opportunity to kind of revisit what we all started out doing. So when Michael said, well, you're booked for next year's festival, we kind of felt, okay, this is an opportunity for us to really start doing what we did like 40 years ago. So that's a really weird feeling, but kind of good.
Amazing, amazing. And Samhain as a band didn't last so long. Like you guys changed the name and you moved on in the career. And moving forward, as you join together now, will you be continuing using the same name, or there are plans to come up with different things in the band?
Yeah, when we discussed with Michael about putting out the album, I said, well, what do we do name-wise? Because, you know, Glenn Danzig, he also had Samhain, and they actually also just re-released some old shit. So what do we do copyright-wise about the name? And he said, fuck it, we call it Samhain. So that's what we're going for. We reunite the band as Samhain. And then we just see what happens.
Amazing, amazing. And going back to the early 80s, so what were some of the best moments that you had together as a band?
Well, clearly it was getting to play with the Kreator as one of the first very big bands. Back then, Kreator was not that big, but still they were big in the metal scene, in the underground. And as you may know, we put out a magazine called Blackthorn, and we reviewed the demos back when they were called what was the original name? Tormentor. Yeah, that's right. And so we just were in contact with the Miller and the other guys and said, well, how do you guys like to come to play in Denmark? And they would very much like that. So that was a very big thing for us to play with Kreator. And there was this venue, an old porn cinema in Copenhagen that was been reorganized as a concert venue. And it holds like 800 or 1,000 people and was pretty close to packed. And that was amazing for a bunch of young kids just having put out some demos and finally playing with one of our hero bands like Kreator. That was really big for us back then.
Amazing, amazing. And the courier, you work with one of the amazing person, Tue Madsen. He's also your longtime friend, like for many years now. So how does it feel to be working along with Tue Madsen in the records? And in the future, will you be working again with him?
Yes, actually, Tue has also produced and recorded a lot of the Barcode albums after Desexult, and he also played the drums in Samhain when we were called Desexult. So Tue and I, we go a long way back together. So it was quite funny when earlier this year when we did the remastering of the songs. It was just a trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
And that's just great to work with Tue. I've been doing that for the last, I don't know, 25, 30 years. So that's really great.
Fantastic, fantastic. And I know we spoke about the reforming of the band, but beforehand, do you have other plans for the band? Like, do you have some kind of releases again from Samhain?
Plan is to also release some of the Desexult stuff. The name we changed into, but that kind of got in a different direction than the original kind of death doom metal. We kind of were inspired by like fun metal bands like Anthrax and Acid Rain and stuff like that. So it got increasingly more weird. But you also put out a demo that has never been released, and plan is to include some of the songs from that demo.
Fantastic.
That's from 1991. At that time, we were actually quite good at playing. So I would like to have those songs released as well. But that's for Desexult release.
Gotcha. Fantastic. And I know it's the second beginning for Samhain, but how do you guys look into the future of the band now?
Well, we would like to write new music as well, but that's going to be a big discussion, I believe, because what are we supposed to do to kind of continue the Samhain style, or start from scratch and do a completely different style? That's a really huge discussion to have there, because what are we going to do? I think maybe it's going to be a mix of some of the old style and some new elements.
Fantastic.
I believe.
Fantastic. And will you be also working on your other projects for now, or is just the focus going to be on Samhain?
It's going to be on Samhain. So that gets all the attention right now.
Gotcha. And yes, finally, any message that you have for the fans around the world?
Well, look out for Samhain, because maybe we're going to play a venue near you. Who knows? I would love to.
Amazing, Espen. And Espen, I want to thank you so much for giving me this wonderful opportunity to talk on the Courier, your demo album that was re-released now. And thank you for the musical awesomeness. And I'm really hoping to see more of Samhain in the coming days, and hope to see you guys on the road as well. And thanks again for this wonderful opportunity. Really want to connect with you again with a new album.
Okay, thank you, and thank you for having me.
My pleasure, Espen. Take care of yourself and have a great evening out there.
Okay. And you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.